Hi, what we want to discuss next is troubleshooting your laser. The most common mistakes made is in the setup. It's the auto alignment process. Like I said before, what you want to make sure is your laser's properly aligned starting out in the auto alignment mode. What's going to happen when you turn on the laser, you want to make sure that the laser indicator is in the center of the laser. Reason being, you have a limited range of motion, left to right. You want to give the laser the best possible chance of doing the auto alignment, finding the receiver. If you limit your motion, it will not find that receiver. So to give it the best chance, go ahead and center the indicator. I'm just going to set it up in a short range here, just so you understand what we're doing. Once again, I turn on the laser. It's on our control point A. The dial indicator centered. We're going to listen for tone. This lets you know that you're in the zone of the laser. Once you hear tone, you know you could start the auto alignment process. Go ahead and arm the target. The lights are blinking. So now you're established on your control mark A and control mark B. The laser will start to search for the receiver. During this auto alignment process, if you were too far out of line and you were not in the zone of the receiver, there will be two alternating lights blinking on the receiver. That's letting know you were out of range. Simply go back to the laser and realign it. Get it back into the zone of the receiver. Listen for your tones. That's our first troubleshooting tip. Our next tip for troubleshooting is if your job has vibrations, whether it's a concrete job or a wood structure. As long as the vibrations aren't too much but they're shaking the laser, we have a key feature. It's our auto tracking feature. What will happen is you're going to arm the receiver so the laser stays in constant communication with the receiver, never leaving zero. So let's, for instance, just go ahead and place this on our control line. We'll align the laser. We're going to arm the receiver. When we arm the receiver this time for the auto tracking mode, what's going to happen is we're going to arm the target, then push simultaneously the bandwidth button. So let's go ahead and push auto track. Turn it on. Auto track. Target's on. Now push the bandwidth button. The alternating lights and alternating arrows let you know that we're in auto tracking mode. What's happening right now, we're in full track mode. You could hear the lasers turning. I'm going to tap the laser. It'll come back and find the receiver. It's in full track mode. Vibration. The laser will not move. It's staying locked on the receiver. As long as your laser does not move from point A and your receiver does not move from point B, it'll stay locked on the entire time. If there's so much vibration on your job that the laser's shifting, there's too much vibration. Simply shut off the laser. This is a sure way to make sure your laser stays on target. Our next troubleshooting tip is Wi-Fi interference. What happens if you're in a job site and there's a heavy Wi-Fi presence? All Wi-Fi operates between 2.0 and 2.4 megahertz. So if you're in the field of heavy Wi-Fi traffic, a few things could happen. We're going to identify them and talk you through them. What will happen is the laser beam might keep sweeping left to right past the receiver, not stopping on the zero mark. If this happens, you'll know because of the continuous sweeping and the timer running out on the receiver. The other thing that might happen is the laser beam might lock on the receiver but not centered. It might be a quarter inch away from your mark. We have a couple steps we could take. Try reversing the position for the laser and the receiver. There might be a strong magnetic sense or pulse at one end of the project opposed to the other end where you're working. If this still doesn't correct the problem, shut off the auto mode tracking. Turn off your auto alignment right away. Once you turn off the auto alignment, rearm the receiver and let's manually steer the laser with the 2 functional arrows. We're getting tone, so we know we're close. Now you can finish the rest of the manual. Now we're good. Once you have that solid green pulse, you know that it's zeroed and perfectly in line. Manual controls when there's a Wi-Fi presence. I just want to talk about one key tip. The receiver has a timer. If it runs out of time when the laser is searching for it, you'll get 2 alternating lights, strobe lighting back and forth on the receiver. This is that the receiver is stopped working because the laser continued to search too long. Simply realign your laser and start the process over. Turn the receiver off, back on again, and start the arming process again by arming the target, giving you the proper alignment that's required for the auto alignment feature. If you have any questions, you could also refer to your manual for further instructions.